chat put up on here before I say hello and do all my spiel, so to make sure that everyone is able to see their names, because that's apparently a big part of the show. Hello, how's everybody doing out there? Talking shit Tuesday, every Tuesday 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this channel. Today we're going to talk about something that reminded me of how awesome a 10-year-old device is. And this is a genuine question. I don't have any agenda behind this because I have never even met the maker of the Endgauge, but I work in the industry where I see the customer have tons of issues loading a tune, data logging, flashing a tune, navigating the menu options. Where's the crank relearn? Where's the trans relearn? Where's this? Where's the cam reset? Where's everything? And this weekend I spent 2 days data logging, adjusting the tune on Jake's truck. And it couldn't have gone easier if I didn't have the Endgauge. If I had to have internet in order to data log, if I had to have internet in order to load a tune, if I had to have internet to do anything, obviously I have access to the calibration. But what I'm saying is I'm putting myself in the shoes of the end user and the customer and wondering, why in the hell is this 10-year-old device to this day one of the better, most desirable tuning and data logging devices there is? We'll talk about that at length today. We'll also shout out Craig Walls. He ended up placing second in we'll talk about racing too. A lot of people are a little, let's just say, disappointed in me that I'm not really talking about racing, but I'll tell you why. Maybe I'll ask some questions. Maybe we'll see if I get into something. But honestly, it's just kind of like not my thing. But we're going to congratulate him. We'll talk about what happened over the weekend and many more things, but not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly tells us to do it live.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
It does suck. But you know what does not suck? PMAS. That's right. PMAS. Nick James and PMAS. The best cold air intake on the planet. You can go to their website and check them out right there. They have cold air intakes, plug and play mass, airflow sensors, universal mass sensors, DIY parts and pieces, air filters, and lab grade flow meters and testing services. Check them out at pmassmath.com. Domagotcookies.com. That's right, they came back and they are now a sponsor of the show. You can go to their website, domagotcookies.com. Get Death by Oreo, putting in it, Pitch Intense, Brookie Cali, Notorious B.I.G., and a cookie that'll make you shit blue. Check out Oh My God Cookies. So if you want to shit your pants with blue shit. We got D&H Performance, D&HPerformance.com, D&H Performance, the online parts house sponsor of the show. Check them out at D&HPerformance.com for all your Go Fast goodies. Right there, they represent the show. They got a bunch of stuff going on there. Clutch, wheels, injectors, watt boxes, fuel systems, you name it. Anything you want to buy and get from D&H Performance, go ahead and get it there. Partsfarm.com. That's right, Partsfarm.com. They got a bunch of stuff. Cranking pallets. We got engine kits. We got a little bit of everything. I'm going to all of their websites, so you can check out Partsfarm.com for your next swap project. They got a bunch of pullouts, GT350 motors, GT500 motors, and Camaro motors. Billy, badass. We got Bellac Industries. That's right, we're going in order here. Bellac Industries. If you want to let everyone know that you sell drugs, you get yourself a set of Bellac Industries from Damian Borato. And finally, we're going to say 2 Auto Solution. If you're in Puerto Rico and you want to get your Mustang work done, you go to 2 Auto Solution. Plain and simple. Nobody else there matters. Well, even now he's messing with F-150s, and I really appreciate that he's branching out. I think he's going to have very, very good success with the F-150 game because, it's not that, it's pretty easy to make power with it, and a lot of people are just gravitating towards it. I drove Jake's truck. I still have it, believe it or not. I still have Jake's truck, and it reminded me what I don't like. Regular cab F-150s. Oh my God, it is god-awful to drive around. Not a fan. Again, richprince.com, richprince.com/YDBT if you want to support me and merch. I got the check, which is nice. I actually got 3 shirts in. I got Elote, Booty Juice, and I am currently wearing the ZR50 shirt, but you can also get hats, flat brim, YDBT and Amory, trucker style or regular curved, a Shiesty, Section 8, Hush Money shirts and hoodies, ZR50. Oh my God, you son of a bitch! They have ZR50 hoodies. That is so fucking gangster looking. That's exactly the shit you would wear at the track. They have booty juice hoodies. Okay, guys, I had no idea. They went and got booty juice, elote juice, hoodies, and shirts. Wow, dude. You guys are going to kill it. Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, 350, 85 to 86 to 87 to 93, 70 manual shirts, 1320 Didios, F1320 shirts. Whoa, guys, I'm going to order these when it gets for that one day that it's going to be 50 degrees outside. Bad. Oh, my God, the next. Brother, you're I think it's going to be a pre-sale because, my God, that is a big deal to get going. We'll say hi to the people here. We'll talk about Craig Walls. We'll talk about the Endgauge. Talk about a little bit of everything. Big Pops, Beachside, Nick Notch, Matt Oliver, Monty Van Voorde, Clint Stroke, Matt Oliver, B. Lavesh, Wesley Stewart, Frank, Z33, Camzilla, Christopher Dixon, one of our chair, Yusuf Destroyer, Ray, Valley 10-speed. Good morning, 2000 MCR, clean, 93 GT. Endgauge is better than anything in the market, 100%. LRX will be a close second despite the small issues it has. Track looks, TJ Skorsky, EPA, Emery, Mustang Dennis, Mini by Madman, Toilet Dumper, Cobra 460. Someone said, oh yeah, Dio, what happened with Joanna from Puro Pinche 956? Nothing. She found out I was from Florida and she dipped. Mini by Madman, Robo Style, Phil Fez, Mini by Madman again, El Verga Larga, Mini by Madman, semi-retired truck driver. John Bonanno, El Verga Larga, D.R. Fox, CJ, Pegalos, Craig Walls, Gregory Upvich, Donkey, Crombopolis, Michael, John Lund. Mr. John Lund in the house, probably watching me on the big screen. Nardi Mikado, 50 Stallion, El Verga Larga, Matt Nestor, it's just a spick. Someone put a Spick and Span logo on a NASCAR to sponsor me. That was actually pretty funny. I would run a Spick and Span sponsorship. Totally racist. Reverend Racy, Matt Oliver, Matt R, Jared McLeod, Anthony Rafferty, Stuart D, M. Doe, Mini Bad Madman, Nick Perry, JD Swag, Mini Bad Madman, Shakeway Kyle, and all the usual suspects. Guys, thank you so much for being part of the show. So, I bought an Endgauge that a fan said, Alex, I got an Endgauge. I'm getting out of the Mustang game. Car got totaled, but the Endgauge was mint, and I'm giving you first dibs on it. I didn't even care what the fucking price was. I said, I'm buying it, and here it is. Boom. I have one in the GT500, one in the white car, one in Donnie, 4, 5, 6. I have a total of 6 Endgauges. And why? I foresee myself having many Coyotes in the future. Okay? So I want to have as many Endgauges as possible so that I don't have one issue that most customers have. Data logging and flashing tunes. I've been very lucky or forward thinking in saying, let me buy used Endgauges that are unlockable or unlocked because I want to be able to provide content, Coyote content, stock computer Coyote content, because that's all it's good for. Well, data logging too, in the foreseeable future. Because I don't know what I'm going to use on the Corvette for. I thought I was going to use the Gen 2 control pack until Jake is like, MS, look into the MS stuff. I'll be honest with you, Alex. We could probably make the MS stuff work a lot easier than the stock computer stuff. Okay, not a problem. And ultimate control. So that's super nice. But when you're in the ticket system and you're dealing with customers, and you know, we had a 4-day weekend, right? We were off Friday and we were off Monday. So we were gone for 4 days. And you know, I get it. Some people, the only time they have to data log, the only time they have to do anything is either after work or during the weekend. Some of you work 12-hour shifts. I've heard you guys, I've talked to you guys, I've seen you guys in the ticket system, and I'm like, wow, these guys work really hard. And the only time they can do anything is after work or during the weekend. So let's say during the weekend they go out there with their RTD or LRX and they have, for whatever reason, issues data logging. I, to this day, have not heard of many issues data logging with an Endgauge. Diagnostics, data logging, the config is in it, see you later. Unless the config isn't in it, I can't imagine why you can't data log with an Endgauge. Shops are now keeping an Endgauge as a logging device. They don't have to interface with the laptop in order to make it go. They don't have to have convoluted ways of selecting the configuration file to data log. Diagnostics, data log, start. Diagnostics, data log, start. That's it. You diagnostics, pick your config, data log, and you hit start. Tap the screen to start. Yellow light blinks. Tap the screen to stop. Yellow light stops blinking. Says which log number it just recorded. How can it be any easier. So my question is, why? No, we don't data log. No. HP Tuners requires a laptop with an RTD interface or a RTD with the phone as an interface, but you must have great internet or great Wi-Fi. So imagine you guys go to a track and I say, hey man, data log some of these passes at the track. Let me know how it goes. And you know how awesome the signal is at a track, right? You know these tracks in the middle of BFE and you barely have one bar, and now you have to hope that the run records properly because it has to have an internet signal the whole run. So then you go to the track, you think the logs are uploaded. You say, Alex, I uploaded some logs, and I'm like, they cut out in the beginning. They're half logs. They're not complete. The wrong config was loaded. So a lot of shops are reverting to, and actually I told Valley 10 Speed, he's data logging a centrifugal car for me, and I'm like, hey man, just use your Endgauge to data log with it. I'm sick and tired of dealing with these dumb little issues. Just use this configuration and Endgauge, and you're done. And most shops that we deal with, and remember guys, most of our customers are usually dropping their cars off at shops. So Nick Andropoulos, Coyote House, you got Chuck Wazarinsky, you got Finish Line Performance, you got Danny Built. You got a bunch of people that have a bunch of customers, and they all use, or most use, Lund Racing as their tuning. So a lot of those guys probably just say, you know what, I'm just going to flash with his device, but data log with an Endgauge. So my real question is this. Why in 10 years has nobody made anything better than this? Or do they think that, and again, no shade, I am just asking a genuine question, because anybody that owns this and has interfaced or touched an LRX or RTD, you go, it's fine, but man, this is superior. So I'm wondering why, and again, this is how you can prove that I am not a shill. I say my own opinion. My opinion is my opinion. This is not a Lund sponsored show. A lot of people think it is, but it's not. Hell, I don't like racing. Lunds love racing. So there you go. That right there tells you this isn't a Lund sponsored show. So I wonder, why is it that no one has made or copied or attempted to copy or attempted to do this? I don't understand why no one has tried it. Now that the EPA stuff is friendly to the aftermarket, and they've reversed a lot of their crazy decisions, and they've reversed all of the crazy emission stuff back to 2008, you would think that the road is paved nicely for this. Is it the initial investment? How much does it cost to get a bunch of material to start pumping these guys out again, or a updated version with a bigger screen, maybe a glass screen, so that the waviness of this screen, because one of the issues with the Endgauge is the touch screen tends to go bad, but a lot of people buy a used Endgauge that can't be unlocked, and they just use it for parts. So a lot of people just scoop up the Endgauges all over the place, and they use it for parts. Again, that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm just having them for the sake of having them. So is it an initial investment? Is it the IP? Is it the intellectual property? Is it patents? What is it about this device that to this day is still better than most of the devices that are out there? This is better than an X4. This is better than an RTD. And I would say the LRX is more capable currently, but that's because this guy has not been updated with any firmware stuff. If there were firmware updates on this guy, and then the ability to add more inputs on the back, this is an input for a ZT2 box. I'm sorry, this is an input for a ZT2 box. This is an input for like fuel pressure or boost, like a boost box or something like that, old school stuff. I'm wondering if you would have given it another 5 years, you don't think that device would have been updated in such a way that it would have been so crispy to deal with that it would have just killed everything else on the market. To this day, this 10-year-old IP and 10-year-old hardware and software, to me, still kills it. So yes, that's the other thing. EPA, that's a very good point. So see, the LRX does not charge credits. Once you buy an LRX from Lund Racing, that's it. You're done. You are a Lund Racing customer. You just buy the LRX. You don't have to buy a credit. You don't have to buy anything. So the LRX gets bought, and you're done in terms of needing anything to license your car to the tuning that you're getting from us. But the RTD lives on a credit system, and I get that. And if you want to license another vehicle, credit system, you have to pay more credits. I get that. I'm not going to behoove people making money. But what is happening? Why isn't anyone motivated or even has thought of updating this guy or making a device that has similar? The software on this is just phenomenal. It just works. Navigating the menus is so super easy. People are saying, oh, they don't make it anymore, so I don't have to worry about competition because the LRX is what we support. We support LRX, we support SCT, and we support HP Tuners products. But for Alejandro Flores's, I'm buying every single one of these, and on my personal vehicles, this is the only thing I'll be tuning with because to me, that's the best. Call me crazy. So I've always wondered, now that the EPA has softened stuff, it maybe opens the door for the ex-owner of eMotion to go back in there and say, hey, by the way, all that litigation that you did, maybe I have some kind of injury I can prove because at the time I wasn't doing anything illegal. So maybe you have the ability to go back against the government and say, well, since you guys got rid of all of those rulings leading up to 2008, that means diesels did not have DPF, diesel particulate filters, back then. Only after that did you start popping people for tampering. Okay, cool. So you're popping people for tampering. What if now it's not even a thing if you revert back to the 2008 rules? And so then that means you popped me and put me in jail and put me out of business for something that is currently not illegal to do. Theoretically, in Minecraft, if you got approval from the government, that's interesting. That's an interesting wrinkle. People have been popped for deleting diesel stuff. Deleting, let's just say deleting emissions equipment on trucks. But if the ruling goes through and they pass and make it codified that anything after 2008 is null and void, that means everybody that was fined, popped, put out of business by deleting specifically diesel, because nobody, as far as I know, got popped for removing gasoline catalytic converters. Like name someone that you know that got popped for removing catalytic converters from a car. Most people that got popped for deleting diesel stuff. Okay, cool. And Corey Willis and them fought it, spent millions of dollars, and he seems to be making some headway on that situation. So it'll be interesting to see if, let's say, 2 years or a year from now, if they finally codify what Lee Zeldin is saying that they're going to do in terms of revert everything back to 2008 standards, that then people might be able to say, hey, by the way, because you got popped, and now that is not even a law, we wonder if you can go back and prove an injury and basically have your record 100% wiped clean, and then maybe part of that ruling tells you that this is the reason, we popped you is because at the time it was illegal, but maybe it's all in the air right now. So I wanted to talk about Craig Walls. Craig Walls is a follower of this show. Great guy. He emailed me today and he said, hey, Alex, just wanted to send you some results from last week from Yellow Bullet. And this line really, for whatever reason, it got me. Because I wonder if there are people out there that are disappointed that I'm not into it. He says, I know you don't dig that race, but for the last 16 years, it's been a pretty big deal for us up here in the Mid-Atlantic region. I think you remember I won the Warriors A field last year, and we almost did it again this year. I qualified number one in a new personal best of 4:03 at 185 and a small block forward. Sheesh. I went on to lose in the final by 0.0023 seconds to my buddy and teammate with the gray Camaro that I drove at last year's World Cup finals. My single turbo small block Ford just could not outrun that twin turbo big black cock power. So wanted to send you some pictures and updates from your resident heads up dig racer. So I don't get outside that much. So I wonder if there are followers that are genuinely disappointed that I don't care about racing. And sometimes you just have to, I don't want to say do something you don't want to do, But if the audience likes something, you should support it. So there's Craig Walls right there looking all buff, good looking guy. This guy's good looking. I fuck both. Look at the car, bro. Oh, man. Bro, both cars are badass. Bro, both cars are bad. Here's it right there. Look, he beat him. He barely edged him out. All that separation. Well, that's why Craig Walls, this guy got way more separation than your shit has. Fix your shit. I'm kidding. This was the run, apparently. Wow. Look at that. He has some mile an hour on you, brother, though. And you're right. So, yeah, there he is. Craig Walls, qualified number 1. And there's his beautiful 4-eye notchback running, what was it? Warriors A class. So congratulations for coming in second. No shade in coming in second to a big block Chevy turbo car that, is your friend. So that kind of got to me, to be honest with you. I was like, shit, do you, how many people, and let's be honest, let's have a conversation, because look, I have race cars. And I'm not planning on racing them competitively. It's just not something I want to do. And you know the reasons why. I don't want to have to go into a diatribe as to why I don't like it. But are there people here that are like, we wish you would? We wish you would do a drag and drive. We wish you would do a local stuff. Like, local to you. Something that at least you can go out there and show us, your experience and what you can do at a racetrack. And I'll be honest with you, like, it's not something I want to do at all. And it's not, I definitely don't want to do that. It's not that I'm afraid to do it. It's like, I don't see a reason to do it. My whole goal is to run a certain number, and a test and tune or a private rental is more than enough. But this is the other wrinkle. People want to show up and see you. People want to go to an event and see you there and talk to you. And I've talked on Patreon about maybe traveling to places to have meet and greets. And I'm like, wait a minute. These guys show up to the track. That's the meet and greet. So the thing is, if I was to do it, it would be to run a class with my car, go very light, just support my shit, and do mostly meet and greets and just hang out with the people that want to hang out. And I always get asked for shirts. I always get asked for stickers. And I think it's a way of getting out there and, like, putting a face to a name, or, seeing me in person and saying the same shit over. Oh, you're taller than I thought you were. And what do you do to work out? So that's something that I might do, but I'm not 100%. But I might put it up to a poll to see if you guys actually want to see me up there messing around at some of these tracks. 4-0 and 8th Mile is moving out. I mean, you saw what happened with Brett LaSalle in that race, Yellow Bullets. He won the LDR class. And get ready for a Coyote motor that measures 302 cubic inches to get so much. People are talking out of both sides of their mouth. Coyote sucks. 4 chains. Not as good as an LS. Name an LS. Anything that has been 380s in the 8th. Go. Am I crazy to think that I don't know of any LS or LT anythings that have gone 380s in the 8th or 6.0 in the quarter? What's Craig's setup? A billet Noonan something. Small block Ford, big turbo 400, I think. I'm not sure what's happening over there. I don't think Craig is here. Head games. I think he was here. I think he was here for a second. Maybe Madman says carbs for the win. EFI prohibition status. Big ups to Craig Walls. Laughing my ass off. Looking like street outlaws. Exactly. What the fuck are you gonna do with the white car? Get donuts? Go to rentals. Go to rentals. What am I going to do with the Fairmont? Go to rentals and drive it on the street. The white car? Go to rentals, make it street worthy, and drive it on the street. Every car I have has to be a street car. I hate owning a car that you only go watt at a track. Would love to see you race in a 50 class with the white car. Head games, did you go to Yellow Bullet? Says Jeep Lift, and I think he did. Yeah, everyone's saying good job to Craig Walls. Yeah, congratulations to him. He's the resident racer here. He is legit. He places high. He knows what he's doing. Every time he goes out there to race, he seems to be up there at whatever class he decides to race in. So 850 classes would be the only thing, but this is the problem, guys. You gotta understand. Look at it from my point of view. The car that can go 850s is the white car. The white car does not have a certified cage. The blue car does. So am I to take all the white car engine and transmission and slide it into the blue car and make that a race car? I could. But then what? That's a GT500. I don't want to race a GT500. but potentially have issues. I'd rather just do street stuff with the GT500. So then do I have to put in a $15,000 to $20,000 cage in the white car to run 850? That's for what? To meet and greet people? Look, I get it. People want to see me out there. If you do follow the show, you want to see me out there, say hi and all that stuff, or see me on Flow Racing or whatever, and see, follow things like that. But the point with the white car would probably be to run 850 or see how fast I can go in a TVS. What is the TVS record? I know I think VMP went 790s with a 2650. So could that be the goal? Become the quickest, fastest TVS powered anything around. I like helping and watching other people race. I'm just contemplating putting a cover on mine for the season. It's just been a battle, and I'm over it at the moment. So I get it. Yeah, Theo, some drag drives or go out street racing and get popped. White car at Test and Tune is all you need. I agree, but I understand. Craig Wall says, thanks, guys. 106 millimeter small block Ford, 2,740 pounds in Warriors Outlaw trim. So, Craig, you're telling me that car goes 4.0 in the 8th? But what happens when it's quarter mile trim? And are you going to run Warriors versus Tres Cuarto over at World Cup? Because that's what the Lunds are going to race. And the Lunds have only been 6.60. So they have 3/10 to find somewhere. Do what makes you happy. I don't run 8th or quarter drag racing, but I go a few half-mile races a year. The Corvette is 100% a half-mile car. That one will go out to Want to Go Fast, did they go out of business? I don't know anything about Want to Go Fast. Did they just legitimately go out of business? Because you don't hear Want to Go Fast anymore. Car is beautiful, Craig. Well, he is on a BBC. You're going to get a lot of clowns coming out of the woodwork. For you, though, come out for what? For racing? Who cares? That's why I don't care. I don't want to give anyone the opportunity. You want to come out for me in person? That's completely different. But racing? Come on. Test and Tune with Theo, but the white car can't be regged. It can be registered. Out of all your cars, which one do you think will have the fastest 60 to 130? The white car. Right now, the white car. The white car. The white car runs 870s or 864 or something. That's like a 3.5 or 3.4, 60 to 130. Not sure if you have talked about it, but now that you have the white car, is there any plans with Donnie? Donnie, if anything, is going to be centrifugal. I'm going to probably make that car supercharged, Paxton 2200 to sell, nice little sound system, clean it up, make it pretty, make it a nice, not daily, but a nice Mustang on pump gas that runs 10s. That's the goal with that car. Run 10s on pump gas, build it as if you were building a long-term project car. So if I could keep the Gen 1 motor in it happy for many miles and do a long-term reliability test with a supercharger on it, imagine having a car you can drive to the track, run 1080s, drive home, and not really have to worry about it. AC, all the amenities, all the stuff. On pump gas, bitch ass inject, nothing crazy. I think that's probably the goal with that particular vehicle. Fairmont for the streets, all day bruiser, set your goals. Alex, I'll meet and greet you at the gym and spot you on your squats. If you want to see Alex at Mustang Week, put a 4 in the chat. You psycho? You have to pay me to go to Mustang Week. Gen 2R 2300 record is 812 at 175. I got to see that. That sounds like it has a 300 shot of nitrous. Phil Fez. Love you. I don't know of many cars that made 1100 wheel on a Gen 2R. No freaking way. Let's just hit the movies together. Yeah, some guy with the red S197 with Lexan Windows 179 with a Gen 3R. Yes! Ski, something SKI, like a Polish name. Or German. One of my rap customers is tuning who had multiple sub-6 Mustangs. Never seen any LS do that. Liar. You're a lying ass motherfucker. That guy hasn't gone 7s, let alone 6s. VMP went 790s with or without the dead dad in the trunk. No. I think it was the black car. It had a Turbo 400 though. No. I don't care that it had a Turbo 400. Do you know how much power requires to go 175 miles an hour in the quarter? Well over 12 or 1300. No VMP Gen 2R can generate that. It needs like 40 pounds of boost. No. That car probably had a 400 shot in it. Yeah, look up airstrip attack shift sector for the half-mile races. I agree with you. Competitive racing at a high level is a full-time job and insanely expensive. Chasing own times, a little bit street stuff here and there is enough for me. I agree. I just felt bad after that sentence, but I think I'm being brought back to reality by you guys because I don't want to go out. I don't want to drive the car 16 hours to do an event. And then what? Like, you got to I'm by myself. I'm dolo. So I got to film, video. There's no film. Video, narrate, write, get the car prepped. No. I need a crew. And I hate people. So it's just going to be me at a track and just have a bunch of fun. Kind of off topic, Theo. Will the Endgauge go into the Fairmont if necessary? So if you guys saw the last video update of the Fairmont, I finished assembling a Gen 2 motor in it. We don't know how long that motor is going to last. That's why I'm not really too worried about it because I just threw a piston in it after honing the cylinder. And I'm hoping that I can get it running with, because look, it's got VCT. It's got Gen 2 VCT. So I need something that can control VCT. I hate Holley. Holley is terrible. I don't like Holley. See, I can have an opinion about a product, but still in a professional manner, tune it in the ticket system. A lot of people are conflating the two. They're like, well, I know you hate this. I go, whoa, stop. If I'm saying something here, it has nothing to do with my job. And I can't believe I even have to explain that. When I'm working for Lund Racing, and you have an on-3 kit with FIC 1440s and a VMP return style fuel system, I'm going to tune it because Lund Racing tunes it. Do I think it's the gayest shit ever? Absolutely. But I'm going to tune it. So a lot of people are saying, Alex, I know you don't like this. And then they're transferring it over to the ticket system. And they're like, what? Whoa. Buy whatever Lund Racing approves of. Because the customer service rep and you, which is Parker, Nardi, or Devin, you're going to hammer out what they approve. And if they approve it, I'll just tune it. So try not to conflate the two. But the Fairmont, more than anything, is going to get probably MS stuff. I just need something with cam control that controls cam via RPM, not via pedal position, because this car won't have pedal position. This car will be a carburetor. So it needs to have an RPM trigger, a VCT table that allows me to manipulate VCT via RPM only, and be good there. Graduation with Alex, exactly. What's up, Primo? What's up, Johnny Boy? Everybody being real quiet since the white car. Yeah, a lot of people say Alex can't do nothing, and I got a white car sitting there. Once it starts running and running numbers, they'll be even more quiet. Or only guys that are faster will talk shit, which will be like 8.0 cars, 8.2 cars. So, okay. That would live forever with a 2200 Paxton. That's what I'm saying. If I can find a 2200 Paxton SL at a good price, or even buy it new, throw it in Donnie, 10 PSI, a 3.6 pulley, and just live a happy life. I think that car is going to be super awesome. Joanna get flued out now. I want to see Alex at SEMA. Look, I don't mind going to SEMA as a influencer or whatever, a personality. I don't mind going to PRI. But again, I'm not paying for that shit. I'm not paying out of my pocket to go to those places. KMRJGT says, I'm heading out to Mustang Week on Thursday. Probably going to be my first and last time. Look, don't let my opinion hold you back from having a good time. If you want to go to Mustang Week and you know, dock with a bunch of Mustang owners during the Rev competition, the burnout at that bar, or the cruise, or the guys, have a good time. I'm not in that world. You understand? I am not in the Mustang fan world. I like Mustangs, but I am not a Mustang fan. I am a Coyote fan at this point. I'm a Coyote guy, and I will put Coyotes in everything. If the Escalade has an issue, you know a Coyote's going in that thing. If the Escalade motor ever has an issue. Dodge is bringing the 426 back. Yeah, hit live on your shit. That happened about a month ago. Alex, hope you're doing well. Cookies are still amazing. Ordered 3. That's what I hope happens with the sponsors. If you need anything, support the sponsors. Look at this. I actually have both shirts here. Look at that. It looks exactly like on the thing. Look at that. And then We got booty juice. It looks exactly like great artwork, and it doesn't feel heavy on your back. And I have the ZR50 shirt right there. I mean, the reason I mess with those people is because they come correct. They want to help. They're doing good business wise. I'm getting a good commission check. Don't my God, cookies, get you guys cookies. Get you then or we could do shirt giveaways. We'll do a giveaway today. Why not? I need a crew and I hate people might be the most relatable comment ever. Right. In order for me to let's say get to the next level, I need a camera person and a producer and an editor. I'd rather just be by myself. I am not going to do Motec on this car. Motec or Haltech? No. It'll be like, I don't want to do Fuel Tech. It needs to control VCT. So we'll see. I was talking about the Red S197, the Gen 3R having a Turbo 400. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, something SKI. It was I think it was a Polish dude. I'll work the t-shirt booth 16 hours to eat eloted. When buying a used Endgauge, how would you know if it'll still work with our vehicle? So you're going to go to the tuning status screen. Any of you that see a used Endgauge out there in the wild, you got to have them send you a video of it touching the screen to make sure it works. First of all. Second of all, have them take a picture of the tuning status screen. If the tuning status screen shows an index of 1 and it says VIN lock available or whatever, then that means it's able to be tuned. But if it has a low index and tuned time number like 1-1 or 1-2 or 1-3 I would stay under 1-3. And then you could buy it with confidence. But again, before you do that, take that screenshot that person gave you, send it to Lund Racing. Say, hey, Lund Racing, can you unlock this Endgauge? Because we don't have infinite unlocks. Each Endgauge can be only unlocked 5 times, I think. Holly just simply doesn't get the blue check mark for promotion here on this channel. And they might be the most suitable for what I need. But you got to understand, guys, you have to stand on business. If you really don't like a product, you don't put it on your car. This is why. They will piggyback on your video to then say, look, Harley tuned, carbureted, Coyote, centrifugal or turbo, whatever I end up doing. World's first carbureted VCT active Coyote tuned with Harley. Tune with Harley. Ugh. I didn't get any money. I didn't get any money. I paid full price for this. So this is what I want to prevent. I want to prevent people from saying, oh, he's got our parts on that car, so we're going to plaster that car all over our page on Facebook, Instagram, and on it. No, fuck that. The only way that can happen is if you sponsored me fully and then some. Remember, 2-3 years ago, Lund Racing was in the final for the Street Fighter class at World Cup. A Precision Turbo guy that had a shirt that said Precision Turbo goes up to the Grey Goose, looks that it has Boost Lab turbos, not, I think it's Boost Lab turbos, not Precisions. And he goes like this. He goes, not ours. He didn't go up to him and say, hey, would you guys be willing to run our Precision whatever the fucks? Hey, I just saw you guys win Street Fighter. Unbelievable. Would you consider switching over to our stuff? Nope. They looked at his turbos and they went. Meaning, they don't give a fuck about you unless you're running their shit. So about the last thing I'm going to do is promote a product that I'm going to buy full price so that someone can then piggyback off of mine. Nobody was in that 97-degree garage sweating their ass off while I was installing shit. Nobody was in there when I was struggling to put the transmission in. Nobody was in there when I had to pay for the cage. Nobody was with me in the gym when I was shooting threes. And nobody was there. Nobody was there helping me. So you do not get to piggyback off of my hard work, sweat, and effort if I happen to use your product. Because I'm not going to promote it. I'm not going to go Harley tuned. No, if I do go with Harley, nobody will know it. Nobody will know it. But you got to stand on business. I don't fuck with them. Fuel Tech is nice. I like it. I'm pretty sure it does cam control, but that's just my unasked opinion. At this point, if Fuel Tech wants to fuck around, but I am not going to go out of my way to purchase it full price, so then plaster it all over my shit. Keep Donnie NA. Okay, then it's done. The car's done. What else am I going to do? I'm not going to put cams in that car. Keep Donnie NA. Okay, then it's done. The car is officially finished. Valley, so y'all have heard of Valley. Valley, tell them how many 6-second cars they got. Tell them how many 6-second cars they got. Did you physically see the 6-second pass? Alex, get the parts list for the Escalade and I'll swap my wife's. It's a 10R, so it might bolt right up. No, it won't. Stop it. You'll need all Ford stuff. Place an order already for 2 shirts and an 8-inch YDBT sticker. I will sport that ZR50 shirt just for laughs. Unless you can spoof the injectors on a control pack, I think OTEC is the only good option. OTEC? MOTEC. No. MOTEC is $5,000. It's going to be a MS3, a Holley, or a Fuel Tech, depending on who. Holly probably because they have a VCT controller, but y'all won't know it. I won't say shit because I don't want them piggybacking off of my shit. Somebody say something about Landis. I need to some shit talk. Credits and unlocks. Alex Nardi says, Alen at the track reminds you of that heavyweight Cuban boxer that had to pay for the corner. Then okay, Motion Racers does that a lot. TBM brakes, right sensors, or whatever. Exactly. I don't want. What? Tell me exactly what a TBM brake did to win a race. Slow the car down after the race? It's a weird thing to like be like, yeah, TBM equipped, Rife sensor equipped, and I'm like, that guy can go fast on China parts. It doesn't matter. It's the guy's talent. But I get it. He works there, so he has to promote. I get it. I am not that guy. I'm not that guy. You have to be putting buku bucks in the bank account. You ain't getting mentioned. My car is going to just look like a stupid Fairmont. And if it somehow happens to like graduate its way up to something by some chance, that car is not going to have any fucking sticker on it from any manufacturer ever. None of my cars will ever have a big stupid sticker plastered on the side of it unless I'm getting a big fucking paycheck from them. Fuck that. Holly doesn't give shop discounts like other retailers. Hearts turbos for the win. now, yeah, whatever. The tech support with Fuel Tech has been amazing also. They're very knowledgeable and professional. Again, if they want to fuck around, but I'm not going to, if I'm paying full price for something, I'm not shouting anybody out. They can suck it. Fuck that. As far as Holly goes, you have to remember this. Most of you are probably using Microsoft Windows. If he ever reads the terms and conditions, you'll realize you don't own. Just use it. What? What do you mean? I don't get it. As far Holly, if you have a Holly interface on your laptop and you have the hardware in your car, tell me again how you don't own it. Do you own your car? Technically you don't. You mean the precision turbos that Calvo reportedly mentioned were exploding? Yeah, look, whatever. Donnie should be your cruiser, nice and pretty reliable. I think that car at 10 PSI will be pretty reliable. There's no doubt a great crew is needed to run a competitive heads-up car. I have a great group of guys in my corner that aren't always available to go racing, but when they go, good things happen. Right? And you probably like people. Do you drink? Craig Walls, do you drink? I just had an experience the other day that just blew my mind. But it's happened so many times. Do you drink? Craig Walls? Every time I've gone to a race, drinking is what brings people together. Drinking is the common thing that people do after a race. I don't drink. I don't even understand why you would drink. Let me get some poison and shove it in me, and then I'm going to act like a fucking retard. Cool. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do that with you. Awesome. I like you more because you drink poison and act like a retard together. Awesome. I don't get it. So I think that is probably the focal point of me not liking a lot of things. I don't drink. so I don't poison my body so that I can get along with people. But racing has a culture of drinking, drugs, tons of drugs, weed, drugs. If you do that, you do other shit. But drinking seems to be the thing to do. So if you had a tough day or whatever, or tough day at the track, let's go have a beer and poison ourselves and get all fucked up. And then come tomorrow hungover and talk about how the poison is affecting us the next day when we have to operate machines down a track at 200 miles an hour. And I might sound like a pompous prick saying that. You and I both know that's the truth. So I think the drinking aspect is what turns me off to a lot of activities, specifically racing. Have you ever used Motec? No, but I see the interface and Junior messes with it, and it looks like a OEM style calibration. But I've never seen a carbureted car use Motec. Have you? Alex, I'm someone putting stickers on shit. I do it all the time. Bring back Newport sponsored racing. Unless Holly is like Forescan with subservice. I never dabble with Holly though, so I don't know. Drinking is usually social activity. I don't, but I attend. We act like adults for the most part. Okay, I'm not saying that because you drink, it's a problem. But let me ask you a question, Craig Walls. It says, I drink some, and so does all of my guys. Let me ask you a question. And please, I need you guys to be honest with me because you guys are liars. What if one of your guys didn't drink? What would you think of him? What if you all went to the races? You all worked hard. You all busted your ass. And one guy just didn't drink. Never did. Never got into it. Never tasted beer. And you're like, whoa, you're a homo, right? Right? That's what you would say, right? You're gay. I'm like, okay, so why would I want to hang out with people like that? Like, why would I want to hang out with people like that? So that's the culture of racing that I want nothing to do with. Do you understand my point of view? And this is the thing. Not a lot of people will ever see my point of view because they're like, what? Why don't you just drink? And I'll give you an example. Same thing with dating. You could be the perfect motherfucker. And the deal breaker is usually something you have no control over. Drinking has been that issue. In every point. Every point. Oh, you're good at it? You don't drink? No. Oh, yeah, we can't go out. I'm like, okay. Bye. Same thing happens in racing. I could probably outdrive most of you. And you guys, Alex talks that shit. In every chance that I've had an opportunity, I've been better than people thought I could be. I've actually been right there with some of the best, but whatever. Because I'm very confident in my abilities. Cars are not difficult. There are guys at drag races that don't have arms, and they fuck you up. So relax. So yeah, I think the drinking culture really turns me off. Not that I have a problem with it; they have a problem with me. As long as he's funny, it's all right with me. What do you mean he's funny? Why can't he just be a good? We like to have a good time and eat well. No, but you didn't answer my question. See, you didn't answer my question. The one that got all the views on your story. What are you talking about? I don't drink or smoke either, so I don't socialize very well. Put your own face on your vehicle. As an introverted asshole that doesn't drink, it makes sense now. Right? The camaraderie of the race and the battle of making rounds and the highs of winning usually sucks during, but it's like a good workout. You suffer during it and then are glad you did suffer. Yeah, I don't know. It's not worth it. I'm one of those guys that I just can't forget shit you said in those 4 or 5 days. It's not water under the bridge. You know what I mean? Like, I treat people generally well. And very few times you've seen me crash the fuck out. I'm saying in person. And when I crash the fuck out, that means I have reached my limit and the next step is throwing hands. Every race I've been at, I've crashed out. Not worth it. For my health, it's not worth it. I just got a DUI. Yes, it's bad. Never again. Whoa, Alexi Gomez. Drinking almost ruined my life. It's cost me way more than I was willing to give up. Been sober 2 years. Thursday the 4th of this month. Congratulations. Nothing wrong with people who don't drink. Yeah. But you don't know. You see, you're not listening to what I'm saying. Nobody here is being honest. Nobody here is being honest. You and I both know if you're all together in a group of guys talking that shit and, well, hey, let's go out have some beers, and all of you go out have some beers and the guy goes, let me just get a Diet Coke. What comes out of your mouth after that? I would actually be happy I don't drink because I know I can count on him to be straight all the time. I don't drink at all, but love weed. Okay, I'm done there. That's actually worse. I prefer crystal meth over alcohol. Yeah, right? Right? I don't drink, but I smoke weed. No drinking for me. I got messed up off of a glass of wine. Dude, totally understand. I haven't drank for 8 years because of the stupidity. Drinking is way down when it comes to the millennials and younger people, so it's not going to be uncommon to eventually see the scenario go away. No way. No way. Drinking is always going to be a thing. Stop it. I've only had problems with people that don't drink thinking they're better than the group that does. No, I genuinely don't care. They think I'm the asshole, and they treat me that way. So I'm like, okay, but this is the thing. I'm willing to be vocal about it. I'm willing to say, fuck you. Or they're not willing to talk shit to my face. They say it behind my back. But if you're like a little nerdy guy that probably can't defend himself, yeah, they're going to talk all that shit. Drinking. Been there, done that. I quit drinking to get more money saved up for my Gen 1. Before I knew it, I bought my Gen 1, and I don't miss drinking one bit. Nardi says to Craig, if you didn't drink in the morning, how would you feel? Fucking guy. That's funny. What about Victory Cigar? No phallic-shaped things go in my mouth. Late, but I'm here. Good evening, Amory, and Endgauge for the win. I'll never go to mine for my S550 Gen 3. And that's the other thing, right? Now we're into Gen 4. We are into 24 and up Mustang, 24 and up F-150. Can't tune it with this. Cannot tune it with this. It's just sad. Now, for real, congrats on sobriety for those that are. Yeah, look, I've always been sober. I've never gotten drunk or never tasted beer. Big facts. That's how I get straight action done. Too much prison time, have too much PTSD and not a hardcore guy for going to prison. That part is easy. I just react to things. Right. I'm a reactionary guy, but it takes a lot to get me there or the right thing. And once I'm there, it's tough to bring me down. And I usually crash out. And I'm like, every time I go to a track, it's not fun. And what's the end goal? Right? But every time I go to a rental, it's fun. Oh my God, it's so much fun. I don't mind it at all. I like a brew, but there's a time and place for it. The pits ain't it. Not gonna lie, Theo, I enjoy Sipper too. Again, I don't mind that you guys drink at all. What I'm saying is this, as a guy that does not drink, to go to an event that is full of inebriated people, beer sales are through the roof, people are smoking weed. Have you ever gone to World Cup? Have you ever gone to World Cup? If beer and weed didn't exist, nobody would be there. I repeat, if beer and weed did not exist, nobody would go to World Cup to watch. Am I wrong? If you say I'm wrong, you have not been to World Cup. Is that the dirty little secret nobody wants to talk about? Every time I go to a track, there's just everyone smoking everywhere. Everyone drinking. And I'm just like, I don't want to be here. It's fucking stupid. Is a burrito a phallic shape? Yeah, I don't eat burritos either. I was in my friend's cars and they started smoking weed while I was on their break. While they were on their break. That shit got me high. I told them it's not cool. They laughed at me. Exactly. They think it's funny. They watch Pineapple Express 10,000 times and think it's funny. You thought Pineapple Express was funny? I need to be in control of my body 100% of the time. Same here. 100% of the time. How's that bottle of Dark Horse doing? It's good. I haven't gotten down too far yet. Let me see if you could see it. Right there. This guy. What was the first thing? That Colin, then something else, and then Baker. Something Baker. No lift shift, I think. Something about no lift shift. NLS, no lift shift. I don't know what's happening. Anyway. Oh, we'll do a giveaway today. Star Trek trivia, of course. So we'll just do it at 9 o'clock. Do we want to do cookies or do we want to do a shirt? Start a poll. Giveaway prize. Giveaway. I can't spell. Cookies or shirts. Start poll. There you go. We'll have a couple minutes to get that out there. I still think, back on the Endgauge stuff, I still think it's possible, to be honest with you, if that decision goes through, that the Endgauge makes a comeback, but I think the guy has gone through so much with the government that he's probably like, it's not worth it. I'm like happy because there are people out there like good hackers, right? That they can't touch a computer forever. Like there are people out there that are so dangerous in front of a computer that they have been told to never touch a computer. You and I both know they touch a computer. But I wonder if John Slagle, I'd love to interview him because that guy, okay. A lot of people in programming, not tuning. Understand, tuning and programming are two different things. A lot of people in programming aren't car guys. Like, guys, go ahead and do a crank relearn on a HP Tuners product. Go ahead right now. Are you home right now? Go ahead, grab your RTD, plug it in your car, and do a crank relearn. Go ahead, plug in your RTD or your MPVI 3 or 4, whatever they're up to now. Plug it in. Open the scanner application on a laptop. Connect to the vehicle and do a crank relearn. Something that has to happen every time you flash a vehicle for the first time. Almost always. Or if you install a new clutch and you jostle around the crank sensor, put a new flywheel in it, P0315 pops up. And you're like, I got to do a crank relearn. This guy's is diagnostics, crank relearn. SET, vehicle functions, crank relearn. I think the LRX has a similar, vehicle functions or diagnostics or settings menu, and you can go into the crank relearn thing. So again, programmers got car guys. This guy was a car guy. This guy understood. That's why when you go to data log, there are modes. It says normal mode or race mode. What does that mean? Normal mode only data logs the things you need to see in a race. Fueling, cam position, spark, throttle, torque source, minimal things. Normal mode has everything. Idle air, integrator, like pedal position and PPS, like all this other dumb shit you don't need. So even though that's something that's not needed, I would say just always data log in normal mode so we have more data than most. The fact that he thought enough to make a little tab of race mode data logging so you can see a little less data and a more, let's just say, less jumbled data log, that's what a car guy would do. And this guy was a car guy. So it was like, oh, he gets us. So every time the firmware would be updated, there'd be another cool little feature you could mess with. There was a transmission relearn. That's right. So 2018, you started noticing that there was a memory that kept being learned or a adaptive feature that the 10R80 kept learning from. And he's like, let's just clear that to see if it clears things up. A car guy. Unbelievable. Matter of fact, let me see if there is I saw this on Flying Wrenches. I could not believe that this was a procedure. Okay, let me see. So this is right here what Ford calls out for a transmission relearn procedure. Use a scan tool and connect the compatible OBD2 scan tool to your vehicle and use it to clear the transmission adaptive tables. Reach operating temperatures and drive the vehicle until both the engine and transmission reach their normal operating temperatures, about 200 degrees. From a complete stop, accelerate with a light throttle at around 15% to allow the first 7 upshifts to occur between 1300 and 1600 RPMs. Continue accelerating to approximately 55 miles an hour, allowing the 8, 9, and the 9, 10 upshifts to complete. Brake very gently to come to a complete stop and hold the brake for 5 seconds. Shift the transmission to neutral and wait 1 second. Shift to reverse and wait 2 seconds. Shift back to neutral and wait 1 second. Shift to drive and wait 2 seconds. Repeat the process 3 and 9, a total of 6 additional times. Alex, why don't you like the 10R80s? Right there. I like my LiveWall TS, but the Endgauge has a great LCD display and has a fast enough processor that it doesn't need added time to render. Plus, everything works on the Endgauge. I know one programmer who is actually a car guy. He's in Texas, and he does Dodge unlocks. If you have to drink, smoke, eat edibles to feel good or have a good time, then you need therapy, just my opinion. Or if you need to sleep, or if you have anxiety. Weed. What do people that had anxiety used to do when there was no fucking weed? They go to the gym. Drinking isn't the issue. They're entirely dependent on the time, place, and those who are surrounded by. The drinking is the issue. Joseph Lacey. Spoken like a true alcoholic. The drinking is the issue. I agree 100%. I don't smoke around anyone. If I do, your friends don't want to be around. That's a personal thing for me. Used to be social when I was 14. Okay, so let's do... Okay, let me look up the answer. There we go. That was... Hold on. Okay, perfect. So, we're going to do a couple things. Let me see let me go over here. Let me make sure we got this here. Drinking's not the problem, Alex. You're so wrong. You don't know nothing. Okay, got it. So, looks like cookies won the poll. So, 57% of the people want cookies. The rest say shirts. So, what I'm going to do is put it on live. And here we go. In the next generation, there was a woman that came onto the Enterprise who wanted to... She won some kind of internship on the Enterprise to see what she wanted to do. Come to find out that she was the daughter of 2 Q Continuum members, and they hid her from the Continuum because they fell in love with it, whatever. So Q went to the Enterprise to see if she was an actual Q. What was her name? Go. Full name. What was her name? What was her name? A woman that was raised as a human by 2 Q Continuum members, and they were killed in a tornado that was... A lot of people thought, hey, I think the Q killed them because there were weather nets that, you know, prevent tornadoes. So the Q, I think, killed them because they left the Continuum to become human. And no. Hey, Hunter Walker. Oh wait, sorry, Nick Nair. Sorry, Nick Nair got it first. Sorry, Hunter Walker. I apologize, but it looks like Nick Nair. Amanda Rogers. That's right, Amanda Rogers, the female human Q in Star Trek The Next Generation, was Amanda Rogers, who appeared in the episode True Q. Born and raised on Earth, she was unaware of her Q heritage until she began to exhibit powers, at which point Q brought her to the Continuum. Congratulations. Call me crazy. I love Star Trek The Next Generation. Nick Nair, hit me up, get some cookies. Let me know what cookies you want. ydbt4life@gmail.com. I'll get you some cookies. Actually, you know what? Fuck you. I'm going to pick the cookies. Fuck the fact that you're not going to get to pick the cookies. I'm going to pick the cookies. You're just going to get whatever the fuck I gave you. So, Amanda Rogers, congratulations. I love these. I don't know. Call me crazy. I'm one of those guys that, like, love letting people know a lot about the Star Trek The Next Generation. And then all of a sudden, you're going to want to watch it. That's what I want. ydbt4life@gmail.com. Quintessa, Kira Cameron, Sydney Sweeney, Elota Juice, Deadass, Jackie Kennedy, Beyonce, Linda Lovelace, Tisha Hat, Disdit, Yar, Rubik's, Starfleet Academy intern, Amanda Rogers, Maintenance Girl. Maintenance Girl, I haven't heard from. I heard a little bit from her when I did a dating channel, and then I haven't heard anything because she's like in England or something. And I'm like, all right, cool story. You know, you want some of this bitch, or you gotta show up for this bitch. Do you know what I'm saying? So anyway, okay, cool. Her name was Peggy Pissflaps. Sorry for being late. Barely made it. Says Alyssa. Nick is about to get them good fart cookies. I'm going to get her that blue cookie because I suspect that if you eat that blue cookie, you're going to shit blue. So now that this is the kind of unofficial beginning of the race season, because now it's starting to cool down a little bit. We're in September. You're going to start seeing people get ready for FL2K. Did you see... I didn't think it was real. I thought they were kidding. Florida 2K is making a VIP tent for people. So you can park and drive right up to a VIP tent where they feed you and whatever. That VIP tent better be 10 feet above the ground and air conditioned, because it's going to rain and probably flood. It has like 2 years in a row. Started watching. It's pretty good so far. Like watching old stuff like that and alien type sci-fi. Stomped on Cookies going to be great on The Dude. Bit flew out to England. Yeah, she was interesting. Is it YDBT4 Life or YDBT4 Life? The first one, Nick Nair, YDBT4 LIFE. YDBT4Life@gmail.com. Watch Twin Turbo Coyotes and Gapshit. Yeah, look, the VIP tent was kind of interesting. I was like, you guys are going to put in a VIP tent at FL2K. And the last 2 years I've gone, it's rained. It's been soupy. It's in the middle of, it's like the tail end of hurricane season. And it's deathly hot. It's like so hot. But this is the unofficial beginning of the race season for them. They get busy all the way up to March or so. Then they shut down for the summer and do whatever. But, you know, a lot of people are going to start watching all the races. You're going to have FL2K. You're going to have World Cup. You're going to have ModNat. You're going to have TX2K in March. So the next 6 months or so, it's going to be race heavy. You're going to see a lot of racing. But I'll be honest with you, like on my Flow Sports subscription, I'm not going to renew it this year because the only thing I watched was FL2K and TX2K. Sorry, FL2K is on the other one, right? The FPDRM, whatever, the Cletus bullshit. Obviously, I'm not going to watch that. And Texas 2K is on Flow Racing, and you almost have to be there because you're going to watch nothing but tractors dragging the track. So I'm like, I don't want to do that either. So to me, Flow Sports is not going to be a thing. I honestly want to just concentrate this race season on bringing the cars to the track as much as possible, even if I have to stay overnight to get a favorable time and day or whatever, just so that I can get content and start making progress towards my goals. The GT500 needs to run 8.99 once, and goal achieved. The white car, I'd love it to live in the 850 zone. We're going to RPM a little higher because if you put anything smaller than a 2.8 upper pulley on it, it starts to have some belt slip issues. So we can either do that or add a 20% or mitigate some of the belt slip, but I don't think I'll be able to get anything but a 2.8 on it with some more RPM. And it's got an old school 2650. It does not have a Gen 3R or a Magnuson mega ported 2650. It still has the old school Gen 3 that it had from the beginning, not the ported version. So there's still some meat on the bone on that car. But I'd love to make that car, let's say, for instance, that car really starts getting after it and it starts running 40s or 30s. I'm going to shoot for a 790 in that car. But that means I have to talk to Magnuson and say, hey, Magnuson, let's get a blower on it. Obviously, I'll buy it. The ported one. And I'll see why it doesn't like to live with a smaller pulley like a 2.4 or a 2.6, because that's power I'm leaving on the table right now. So we'll see what happens there. That girl can sense stuff with her mind. First episode, weird stuff. Still have to find out what the pain she sensed. Star Trek Next Generation was my cue that it was bedtime in the 1990s. I never forgot that opening. Will the VIP have chicken fingers and cardboard pizza? VIP tent equals beer tent. VIP tent office pizza party. VIP freshly reheated chicken tender. So VIP will have a mud spa too? That's fancy. What do you mean no Clayton squirrel? VIP tent porta potties are over there. The stream looks like Farm Simulator with all the tractor dragging. Just emailed, says Nick Nair. Thank you. So I probably want to see that just to see the shit show, but I'm sure some of you have those subscriptions and you'll show me some of the clips that are happening. Like I saw some of the clips of Brett's car winning LDR at Yellow Bullet, but I don't know anything about LDR at that track. But the fact that he was running 390s and 380s and won makes you go, okay, what excuse are they going to come up with now for the Coyote, right? Weight? Turbo size? What are you going to do to slow down the Coyote? Because it's going to happen. What do most... Craig Walls, are you still here? What do most LDR cars run for a motor? Is there like a cookie cutter setup that LDR cars usually gravitate towards to run that class? Let me go to Grok and see what it says. What is the most common motor run in LDR limited drag radial races? Let me see. Let me see if Grok knows. While big block Chevrolet engines with turbochargers or nitros are popular due to their power output and compatibility with the class rules, other combinations like small block engines with nitrous or supercharged setups are also used, especially for racers aiming to balance cost and performance. The rules prioritize parity between power adders, so the choice often depends on budget, builder expertise, and intended performance goals. Without comprehensive data on all LDR racers, the twin-turbo big block Chevy stands out as the prominent choice based on documented competitive builds. So, according to Grok, the most popular combo in LDR is big block Chevy twin turbo stuff. So imagine you build a big block Chevy with big old turbos and a 302 dual overhead cam Coyote wins your class. And then you start looking over there and you're like, it's a small motor, but now you can't really give it brakes. You know what I mean? Like people start going, oh, it's a Coyote, it's a 302, because, you know, all the LS and LT guys say, that's nothing, that ain't shit. So, okay, give it advantages. And then when the rules come out and they cater towards a Coyote, all of a sudden people start crying shenanigans. Whoa, you got to make that heavier. Whoa, you got to limit the turbo size. Whoa, it can't be intercooled. Or it can't be intercooled. Oh, if it's intercooled, it's got to run a gasoline, petroleum-based fuel. They start throwing rules at it to slow it down for parity. Interesting. Mostly pro-line shit. No replacement. Oh, so there you go. Craig Walls confirms a guy who races in these races, Warriors and stuff. So he's in the pits. He's saying the LDR guys mostly do pro-line racing engines stuff. And again, you're going to hear this. It's not a stock motor. But the block was cast at Ford. The heads were cast at Ford. The cams, I don't know what they are. But I don't know if they're Kelford or I don't know if they're comp cams. I have no idea. But the block and heads are casted at Ford. FFRE does their thing and it just makes power. And the chassis, the tuning, the driving, the building, everything is super on point with that program. Like, it's the best version of what that platform can do. I get it. MMR went faster in 1935. I get it. No problem. But they're not relevant. And they would say that, right? Yeah, you went into the fives. But are you relevant today? Are you racing as much as Lund and all the other guys are racing? Probably not. So the next step to make more power is probably a billet version of that motor. So when somebody comes out with a billet version of that Coyote, not MMR, then you'll start, and then FFRE has their hands in it. I think you're going to start seeing 370s not be a problem. Fives in the quarter be consistent, because I think it can be done now with a Glory Pass. But consistent fives in the quarter with a billet Coyote, consistent 370s or so in the eighth with a billet Coyote, and by that time the Blue Goose might be out. The Blue Goose ain't gonna have a cast motor in it. I don't think so. Why bother? At the end of the day, why bother? Just throw billet sucker in there and shoot for the moon. They're gonna fuck you anyway. Peter Galv's Carnival gonna get fired. That guy. Yeah, what are people talking about here? I never said drinking wasn't an issue. I said drinking isn't the issue. Drinking's the issue. Drinking's the issue. It's not about controlling themselves, Joseph Lacey. It's a quiet issue. You know what I mean? You're not one of the boys. You're not one of the boys because you don't drink. Guys, it happened at PRI. You want to hear my experience at PRI, at SEMA, at racetracks, at dinners. This is my experience. Show up, have a good time, eat, everyone gets drunk and start acting stupid. Not wild and nuts, but they're having conversations that I don't even know what the hell's happening. So then I shut down. I go, what am I going to add to that conversation when everyone is buzzed? Right? So that happened at PRI. That happened at SEMA. That happened at it's not just the drinking, it's the camaraderie afterwards that I can't take a part in because I don't drink. It's not that I don't want to hang out with people and have a good time. It's when you are the odd man out and you'd rather go to the gym or you'd rather just have a good meal and a Diet Coke, you're automatically put out, right? So why would I choose to be in those activities? You know? Brett stuff is badass for what it is. Definitely wild. Yeah, once you kind of start seeing what it is, Craig Walls, you're going to be amazed as to how simple. Not his car, his engine. His car is very advanced. The Coyote is the standard that made Chevy fall into line. Now, once the LT6, I think it's called. I got to get my nomenclature right so I don't mess up. Engine. Yes. Once the LT6 5.5 liter flat plane crank V8 starts getting into the hands of the aftermarket, that's when you're going to start seeing some serious shit. Once these engines are offered in crate packages, in swap packages, and they go down in price, because when the Coyote was first out, it was wildly expensive to get into it. Now, relatively easy, get in there, and it's still kicking everything's ass before it. But this LT6 that Chevy developed is serious. It's 100% serious. Drink is the issue. The harder you defend it, the more you prove the point. 302 versus Big Blocks. Yawn. Coyote is king. But Coyote has more cams. Coyote's needs more booze. You're not one of the boys if you don't let Kyle sniff your seat and play with your dick. You're not wrong. Off topic. But I just bought QuickJacks. I know you've had them for about a year now. Was curious what your opinion was having them for a full year. I'm telling you, I used them in the Fairmont. I hadn't used them for about 4 months. 2 months. Click, 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 click. Zzz, went up. So good. So good. I can do a video on them. I can do a video on the... I was going to do a 100... The Cadillac is like 112,000 miles. Needs a bunch of front-end suspension work. I was going to do a 2-year or 3-year ownership review on that, and then maybe a review on the QuickJacks. If you can't have a good time without drinking, you're a boring person. I wish you could see some of my dates. They say... Oh, you're available. You work out. You oh, you don't drink? Oh, I can't hang out with you. The owner of Lethal. Who cares? Well, it's no fun being the only sober person in the group when everyone else is acting a fool. Exactly. Exactly. You're okay for not liking incoherent conversations. You should hear the conversations. And again, I'm not making fun. It's just like, I just shut down. I go, all right, there goes that. 2 drinks, 2 drinks, 2 drinks, 2 drinks. I'm now just driving back. I am the designated driver. Imagine having a Stang mode talk to you drunk. The slur he has would be so bad. I could not imagine him saying this, drunk.
We have an MDRP resonator deleter.
Did no one mess with the 5.5 Coyote into whatever GT3 race car Ford did, or did that never make it to the market? I don't think it's available to the market at all. I don't think Ford is going to allow the 5.5 just to go out. I think it's like prototype badass shit. And they have a tight control over that motor. Because if that motor makes its way to the competitor, they'll learn from it. So I don't think the 5.5 liter Coyote that's in the GT3 race cars is ever going to make its way into the... Like, doesn't the Cadillac have a badass motor in their... what kind of car is it? The prototype. Cadillac prototype race car motor. The V Series R. Can we just know what the fuck it is? It's a naturally aspirated V8. 5.5 liter NA V8. Really? I thought it was... Really? It's a 5. I don't know, but it's supposedly it's a 5.5 liter NAV8. Did that motor make it out to the market? Did the V Series R motor from their prototype race car make it out to the market? I don't think so. Theo, I know you don't give a shit about giveaway, but that Motion Fox is badass. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Giveaway? Oh, yeah, no, I don't give a fuck. Look who's promoting it. I don't give a fuck about that car. Coyote can be made now. I'm going to start a new YouTube channel called Mustard Lifestyle, where I literally hype up mustard and get a bunch of mustard followers. Well, you're the best. Well, you're the best car. We're the best guy I've come across, but you don't drink. Amir Zahir, I've heard that 20 times. I just go, hey, by the way, I don't drink, so I don't leave the house. Just drank socially, quit 8 years ago, lost tons of friends and family, but would have made it to World Finals for the Ultimate Ninja Athlete Association. Are you serious? Are you actually a Ultimate Ninja? Or are you saying, like, in the hood, you're the Ultimate Ninja? Like, are you... All right. Do you mean the athletic event? Or, like, you're a real ninja? You know what I'm saying? I've seen the Cadillac classified as a hypercar. Balance is very effective. Ford Performance Iron Block, 200 pounds, 80 pounds heavier. LMDH is badass. Okay. Sounds like the C8 Z06 engine. Same. Right. Exactly. Amir's are here. We're at that. See, people don't understand us. People don't understand why we don't drink. We don't drink because we have a problem. We don't drink because we don't care about it. Just like some people that love college football. I don't give a fuck about college football at all. But I'm blown away that people do. I am blown away that there are grown-ass men that have never gone to these colleges give a fuck about college football. I'm like, oh, you watching the Notre Dame game? Yeah. Did you go to Notre Dame? No. So why are you so hyped up for the Notre Dame game, weirdo? In the hood. Real ninja stuff. Shut the fuck up, Alex. Well, I didn't know if there's an association. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he said I was a part of the Ninja Warrior class, and I'm just like, could you imagine there's an association? Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. We's now gathering for the Real Ninja Association. And we got a new guy here, and he proved himself by being a real ninja. I don't know. I want to make sure. Real Canadian motherfuckers a real ninja. And Lotte Juice for the win. Cal Loftus is the ultimate ninja with his mouth when a cock flops out of someone's pants. Wow! Poor guy. What did he do? He says, yes, sir. Which one, Nathan Roberts? Are you... What are you really trying to say, Alex? Drinking has zero appeal. Hate being judged. Oh, yeah, so you lost family. You lost family because you stopped drinking. Now you see where I'm at with racing. I'd rather be a workaholic than an alcoholic. 27, never been drunk. Just doesn't appeal to me one bit. I can have fun without alcohol. I don't drink either. Never smoked anything. And people say I'm missing stuff. What are you missing? He puts the N in Endgauge. Damn, college football. I don't understand why anyone cares about football at all. Same. I've been thinking about how the dynamic of no longer drinking will play out when I'm able to date again. Half. When a woman tells me I like to go to brunch, what does that mean? I like getting drunk at 1 p.m. That's all it is. College football is all they talk about at work. Honestly, annoying. I'm dumb enough to get myself into trouble while sober. No need to get full retard with alcohol. Canadian, nice. The reference. All my ninjas in the hood. I hate drinking, but I do love college football. Chirp. Ninja rap, Vanilla Ice. Alex throwing the ninja slurs. Turn around, Alex. Nathan is behind you, right? Hood smoke detector sound. A black guy named Nathan. Nate. Wow. Wait. Is it what? I don't think he's... No, he's in the real... I don't think he's black. I don't think he's black. Let me look up. Nathan Roberts, American Ninja. Here it is. Let me see if I can... Nathan Roberts, OCR Ninja. Obstacle course racing. Is this you, Nathan? Nathan, you got 41 subscribers on. He's in shape. Nathan, is this you? Hey, is this you, Nathan? Let me see. Dude, stop drinking. He's in shape. Got a tattoo on his head.
So I have Spartan Beast coming up in a week.
Okay.
You never know what they're gonna.
Yeah, you're
have.
you're right.
So try to overtrain for it. You never know.
Yeah, good dude's in good shape. Got a big plot of land. Got plants. Good for you. Is that you? If that's you, we're gonna make your channel blow up, bro. Let me make sure it's him. Let me see. Is that you? Nathan Roberts, American Ninja candidate, YouTube. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Wait, is this you? There's OC. Nathan Roberts, American Ninja Warrior candidate. Nathan Roberts, American Ninja Warrior candidate. Copy. Let me see. Paste. Yeah, right? Nathan Warrior. Wait. What happened? Wait. I want to make sure. Is this you? We're the same age. You're 47? Brother, you're in good shape. Yes, sir. Hey, excellent. Boom. Everyone, go to Nathan Roberts, OCR Ninja. He is a fan of the show. And let's follow his progress. Look at that. Brother, 41 subscribers. By the end of the show, okay, maybe by tomorrow. Nathan Roberts, OCR Ninja. Go to his page and follow him. Follow his progress. He is a American Ninja Warrior candidate. Has 27 videos of his fitness journey. I can't do that. No way. You got me covered. Got a tattoo on the back of his head. You know he's serious. He's probably like 6'3" too. And there's gunshots going off in the background. Yeah, dude. Good luck to you, brother. Man, badass. I subscribed. Look at that. We got people in the audience that actually are fit, don't drink. He lost his whole family and became a better person. Let's go sub over there. Let's get him a couple of hundred likes, subs. And he never asked for it. I just looked it up. So he didn't ask me for subs. So yeah, good for you, brother. I mean, look, anytime anyone can stop drinking and lose family because of drinking, that tells you that family ain't shit. And become a better person because of it, and you're in shape, and you're training for OCRs, Spartans, and American Ninja Warriors. Dude, shout out to you. Badass. Hey, man, had the barcode on the back of his head, too. Be careful, Nathan Kalofis might be looking for a new penis to suck after he... Wow. This guy's just going all in on everything. Wow. My Ninja says African Ceiling Bird. At least good for filtering out women. Sober an issue? See ya. Exactly. Nathan out here doing ninja things with the YN. Judging by his looks, he must be honorary ninja. Looking good for a young man. Absolutely. Good for you. Good for you. Let's all sub over there. Let's all support the guy. That's hard work. To become like a fitness elite athlete. See, what I do is easy compared to what he does. I go to the gym and I lift heavy stuff. It's because I just want to look good. But he does functional training. I might be able to get there, but I'll probably hurt something. I'm more than happy with what I'm doing. What he's doing is way more difficult and way more impressive. So shout out to him. But he stopped drinking, lost family. So I don't drink. And every time I would go to an event, a function, or something in this industry, drinking is involved. And I'm just like, I'm the odd man out. So imagine, let's think of a scenario that's a perfect storm. Bad day at the track. Then, let me see. I got to shut this off. There we go. Let's say I had a bad day at the track. I crashed out at the track. Then we go somewhere. Everyone gets a little tipsy. Then somebody says something sideways. I had a crash out. I already hate being there. I'm already the odd man out. Someone gets tipsy and says some sideways shit. I don't want to be there for that. I don't want to be there for that. I'd rather be here, go to a rental, pay my $300, get my runs in, get my time slips, come home, work, provide a good product for the people, good service for the customer service side of things on Lund Racing, and just live a happy life. I'm not looking to do any extra shit. All right, guys, I'm out of here, so make sure to sub to Nathan Roberts' channel. Today we talked about why the Endgauge, we wondered or speculated why nobody has come up with a successor to the Endgauge that's viable and better than the Endgauge. Things are slightly the same or lateral or, you know, slightly better or slightly worse. But the Endgauge to me is still the GOAT of all tuning devices, data logging devices, and every single time someone has one, they keep it as safe as possible. Remember, guys, if you have an Endgauge and you have it mounted somewhere kind of loosely or in the AC pod, get it the fuck out of there. Save it, put it somewhere safe, because chances are you will probably never have a better device than your current Endgauge. We talked about racing, we talked about drinking, we talked about everything, and we gave away some cookies, and we all asked you guys to sub to Nathan Roberts' channel so you can see him train for obstacle course races. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys on Thursday for YWT Daily. We'll hang out there for a little bit and talk some shit depending on what comes up from here to there. We'll hang out. It's going to be a short week, so it'll be a couple days to the next show, and then we'll hang out then. Have a good rest of your day. I'll see you guys later. Bye.